Thank you, everybody. Please sit down.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President and Vice President of the United States.
Well, thank you very much. It's a great honor to have everybody and some of the great people in the world of business. Many of you I know, many of you I know from reading all of our wonderful magazines and business magazines in particular. So it's an honor to have you with us today. Bringing manufacturing back to America, creating high-wage jobs, was one of our campaign promises and themes, and it resonated with everybody. It was really something what happened. States that hadn't been won in many, many years they came over to our fold. A lot of it had to do with the jobs and other reasons, but jobs. And I'm delivering on everything that we've said. In fact, people are saying they've never seen so much happen in 30 days of a presidency. We've delivered on a lot. And I think Mark can explain, and Mark can probably say some of the things we're doing for the auto industry. We're going to be doing that for many of the industries. As you know, the United States lost 1/3 of our manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. That's an unbelievable number and statistic. And 70,000 factories closed since China joined the WTO. 70,000 factories. So when I used to give that statistic, I used to talk about it, and I always thought it was a typo. I said, it has to be a typo. I tell Wilbur, that can't be right. 70,000. Think of it, 70,000 factories. So you say, what are we doing? My administration's policies and regulatory reform, tax reform, trade policies will return significant manufacturing jobs to our country. Everything's going to be based on bringing our jobs back, the good jobs, the real jobs. They've left, and they're coming back. They have to come back. You've already seen companies such as Intel, Ford, Mark has been great, GM, Walmart, Amgen, Amazon, Fiat. They came the other day. They're going to make a tremendous investment in the country. Carrier and many others announced significant new investments in the United States. For example, Ford is doing $700 million in Michigan, creating 700 new jobs as a vote of confidence. It was actually stated, a vote of confidence. We have many other companies doing the same thing. Carrier, as you know, and I got involved very late, almost like by 2 years late, but many of the jobs that were leaving from Mexico, they're bringing back at least 800 jobs. They're bringing it back. And they actually never got to leave. I have no idea what they did with the plant in Mexico, but we'll have to ask them because it was largely built. General Motors is investing $1 billion in U.S. plants, adding or keeping 7,000 jobs, and is going to be investing a lot more than that over the next fairly short period. Lockheed Martin has they've just announced 1,800 new jobs, and U.S. plants, we're doing a great job, and we started negotiating with them a little bit on the F-35. They've cut their price a little bit. Thank you very much. She's tough, but it worked out well, I think, for everybody. And I think I have to say this, Marilyn, you've gotten a lot of credit because what you did was the right thing, so we appreciate it. You cut a price over $700 million, right? By over $700 million. Do you think Hillary would have asked for $700 million? Oh, boy. I assume you wanted her to win. But you know what? You're going to do great, and you're going to make more planes. It's going to work out the same or better. Walmart announced plans to create 10,000 jobs, and all of those jobs are going to be in the United States. Sprint SoftBank is putting in $50 billion because of our election in the United States over the next 4 years to create 50,000 jobs. They've been terrific, by the way. And we have many others. Many of you are in the room, and you know exactly what I'm talking about. We have many, many other companies, and we're very happy. Today we have 24 CEOs from the largest manufacturing companies in the country and even in the world. They represent, people just in this room, nearly $1 trillion of sales and 2 million employees, large majorities of which are in the United States. They share our commitment to bring manufacturing back and to create jobs in this country, which has been the biggest part of my campaign. I would say the border, big part, military strength, big part, and jobs, big part. I don't want to say which is most important. I guess we always have to say defense is maybe the most important. But many of you take care of our defense. You make great products. Nobody makes the products that we do for military. Nobody. And in fact, a couple of countries who were not allowed to buy from us, I gave them, hello, Jeff. I gave them authorization. You can only buy from us. I want them to buy from us. They were getting planes from other countries because and they're allies, but they're going to be buying from us from now on. And I just want to thank all of my people. My staff has been amazing. Gary, as you know, you all know Gary from Goldman, Gary Cohn, and we're really happy. Just paid $200 million in tax in order to take this job, by the way, which is very much unlike Gary, but he's great. And he'll be criticized by the media because he's getting paid $197,000. They'll say he really wanted that money, which he gave up. I think he gave up. Did you give that up, Gary? I think so, yeah. It was one of those things, but that's right. The deals we have with other countries are unbelievably bad. We don't have any good deals. In fact, I'm trying to find a country where we actually have a surplus of trade as opposed to everything's a deficit. With Mexico, we have $70 billion in deficits, trade deficits, and it's unsustainable. We're not going to let it happen. Can't let it happen. We're going to have a good relationship with Mexico, I hope, and if we don't, we don't. But we can't let that happen. $70 billion in trade deficits, and that doesn't include the drugs that pour across the border, like water. So we can't let that happen. With China, we have close to a $500 billion trade deficit. So we have to do something. I spoke to the president. I spoke to many people. We're going to work on that very, very hard, and we're going to do things that are the proper things to do. But I actually said to my people, find a country where we actually do well. So far, we haven't found that country. It's just losses with everybody, and we're going to turn that around.